My dear children, welcome to the EVS online class. Hope you all are safe at home. Have you all gone through previous test topic? We started a new lesson, air and water. What did we study in that lesson? Atmosphere, importance of atmosphere, layers of atmosphere and composition of air. Which are the 5 layers of atmosphere? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Of this, troposphere and stratosphere is very important for life on earth. Why? Because troposphere is the only layer in which we can breathe normally. Also, most weather changes occurs in this layer. Then stratosphere has ozone layer which protects the living things on earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Then we studied about the composition of air. Which is the most abundant gas in air? Nitrogen. So today let's discuss about the properties of air. You know, air is made up of matter. What is matter? Matter is anything that has weight and occupies space. Anything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. So air fulfills these properties of matter. So air is made up of matter. Can you see air? No, but we can feel it. Do air occupy space? Do air has weight? Also air exerts pressure. Let's understand all this by doing some experiments. The properties of air are: air occupies space, air has weight, air exerts pressure, and oxygen in the air is needed for burning. First is air occupies space. When you blow a balloon, what happens? It inflates. Why is it so? It is because the air from our lungs is occupying the space inside the balloon. So this shows that air occupies space. Let's understand this by doing an experiment. All of you should do this experiment at home by yourself, only in the presence of your parents. Okay? So let's do it now. Take a ball half filled with water. Take an empty glass. Stuff the bottom of the glass with a cotton cloth. Then hold the glass upside down and push it slowly into the water without tilting it. So here air has no way to come out of the glass now. Then carefully take the glass out of water without tilting. Take the cotton. You can see that the cotton is still dry. This is because air occupied the space inside the glass so that water could not enter the glass. That is why the cotton remains dry. So this shows that air occupies space. Again push the glass into the water and tilt the glass slowly. You can see air bubbles escaping and water enters the glass. Then take the glass out of water. Take the cotton cloth. You can see that the cloth is wet now. This is because as the glass is tilted, air escapes and water enters the glass. Hope you all have understood this experiment. This experiment shows that air occupies space. As the air occupied the space inside the glass, water could not enter the glass and wet the cloth. The cloth remains dry itself. So this shows that air occupies space. Now the second property is air has weight. Do air has weight? Yes. Let's do another experiment and understand that. Tie a piece of string to the middle of a scale. Take two inflated balloons of same size. Tie a balloon to each end of the scale. Make sure both ends of the scale are at the same level. Now let's prick one balloon. What happened now? The air escaped from that balloon. Now you can see the end of the scale with a balloon filled with air came down. It contains air and is therefore heavier. That is why it came down. This shows that the air has weight. Did you understand the experiment? Here we saw that the end of the scale with a balloon filled with air came down. This is because the balloon contains air and is heavier. That is why it came down. So this shows that air has weight. Now the third property is air exerts pressure. Air not only has weight, but it also exerts a force. It exerts pressure. What is air pressure? The force exerted onto the surface by the weight of the air is called air pressure. So air exerts pressure. Let's do one experiment and understand this. Fill a glass with water up to the brim. Carefully place a stiff card over the mouth of the glass. Make sure that no air is trapped between water and the card. Hold the card in place with your hand and turn the glass upside down. Remove your hand slowly. You can see that the card stays in place and the water does not flow out. This is because air exerts pressure on the card from below to keep the card in place. Here the pressure exerted by air upward is more than the pressure exerted by water downwards. If there had been air trapped inside the glass, the card would have fallen off because of the downward pressure exerted by the trapped air. Here we saw that the card was held in its place even when the glass is turned upside down. This is because of the pressure exerted by air on the card from below. So you should not allow air to enter inside the glass. So you have to take the glass full of water. Don't allow air to enter inside the glass. If you are allowing air to enter inside the glass, what happens? Air inside the glass will also exert pressure and the card could not be held in its place. So from this experiment we understood that air exerts pressure. Air presses from all sides on everyone and everything. Let's do one simple experiment and understand this. Take a plastic bottle with a tight fitting cap. Remove the cap and pour some hot water into the bottle. After some time, empty the bottle and screw the cap back tightly. Then pour some cold water on top of it. you can see the bottle collapses from all sides. This happens because the water vapor from the hot water in the bottle dries out most of the air from the bottle. So the pressure exerted by the air inside the bottle is very little. But the pressure exerted on all sides of the bottle by the air outside is much more. This pressure acts on the bottle and thus the bottle collapses. In your textbook, it is written to completely fill the bottle with hot water and then pour cold water on top of it. But it's not working properly. In both cases, the concept is same. That is, the pressure exerted by the air inside the bottle is very little, but the pressure exerted on all sides of the bottle by the air outside is much more. This pressure acts on the bottle, making it go out of shape. What happens when you suck in juice from a bottle using a straw? When you suck in the air in the straw, the air pressure inside the straw decreases. The pressure on the surface of the juice is now more than that of the air pressure inside the straw. This forces the juice into the straw and then into your mouth. A medicine dropper and a doctor's syringe, all they suck up liquid in the same way. Do you have a bicycle? What happens when you pump air into your bicycle, into the tire of your bicycle? It gets hardened. This is due to the increased air pressure. Now another thing is oxygen is needed for burning things. Let's do one simple experiment and understand that. Fix 2 candles on a surface and light them. Cover one of the candles with a glass. You can see that the flame goes out after a few seconds. But the uncovered candle keeps burning. This activity shows that air is needed for burning. Hope all of you have understood today's topic. We did so many experiments today. All of you should do these experiments at home by yourself. Do it only in the presence of your parents. Read textbook page number 19, 20, 21 and 22. From notebook, study question number 4 from fill in the blanks and question number 3 from answer the following. A test paper is attached along with this. Do the test and submit it. So let's meet in the next class with a new topic. Thank you.